17 years old. In my life, I had been in 2 states in my life, which was New York and New Jersey. It was awesome.
Ed Coyne is an original crew member of the USS Intrepid, an aircraft carrier that was commissioned in 1943.
There were 3,200 of us, and I doubt if there's 50 left alive. Because the youngest you would be, you'd have to be 92 now.
Today, the ship is the centerpiece of the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum in New York City.
I would like to welcome former crew members, family, friends to the 75th commissioning anniversary ceremony of your USS Intrepid. Welcome home.
Yeah.
To celebrate the 75th anniversary of its launch, the museum invited the remaining military members who served on the ship. The veterans reminisced about their time at sea.
I don't know whether I was excited. I was more so kind of frightened because I'd never been too far away from the ranch, never been too far away from home, and all of these people, and then this big old boat. It scared me. They kept us busy constantly. Of course, I was used to working. I was a poor boy, and I'd come off a farm, and it was all Greek to me when I got here, so I had to learn quite a bit. And I met a lot of boys that was just like myself. They didn't know anything about the ship to begin with, but they spreaded us out to all the different departments on the ship, and we all finally learned what all we were supposed to do. They was getting us prepared for war, and we seen it.
We'd usually roll out 0600, go take your shower, get cleaned up, hopefully had time to grab some chow, then make muster in the treatment room down in sick bay. And then when that was done, you dispersed and did your day-to-day routine.
Roger Jarbo was part of the medical staff on the Intrepid.
We didn't have a whole lot of really super serious stuff. I do remember we had one guy that came down with acute appendicitis, and they had to operate on him. And unfortunately, in the middle of that appendectomy, we lost power. So, instant, total flackness. Doctors were hollering their heads off, and some of us had to go in and literally hold battle lanterns shining down over their shoulders into the field of operations so they could see to finish up the procedure.
The Intrepid survived 5 kamikaze attacks and a torpedo strike in World War II.
We got torpedoed. I happened to be on watch that night. We really didn't know what all was going on. We knew we had some enemies coming. When the 20-meter guns, we could hear them, we knew that they was here with us. So it is all pretty exciting.
Despite the hard times on the Intrepid, these veterans say they're proud of its legacy. They enjoy coming back to see the vessel and watching new generations learn about its history.
I love it because if they hadn't taken over this as a museum, we would have been another scrap ship and you'd have never heard of it. But this here is a fighting ship and it knows what combat is.
I was always proud to see the Intrepid. Even when I was going Liberty, I was proud to see it was still there when I got back. But every time I see the Intrepid, I kind of get choked up.
People say that the gentlemen, men and women of World War II were the greatest generation. And they were, but I think each generation is great in its own way.
The people who are in the Navy or in the armed forces, they're in there because they wanted to be in. You know, they weren't drafted or what have you. They wanted to do something for the country. And we were hit quite a few times, damaged, and you fought to keep it alive, and we brought it back. The Japanese, they couldn't sink it. And that's a tribute to people like me and all the younger kids.
This is InsideEdition.com.